This passage, found in the Gospel of Mark, is most likely a familiar one. It lends itself effortlessly to a Sunday school lesson or vacation Bible school reenactment. It was the text for a keynote a few years back at a Montreat youth conference, which I attended. We've all heard it once, if not time after time. Jesus slumbers during a tumultuous storm. The startled disciples wake Jesus and beckon to him. "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He speaks to the seas, and the squalls die down. The disciples are in awe, saying, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." Yet their teacher questions their fear as a sign of their lack of faith. This passage resonates with me. In me, I relate to the water. In this town, it surrounds us. It is all I have ever known. While Jesus was on a lake that evening, the parallels remain. Often, we speak of our God as one who can produce miracles. He turns water into wine. He walks across water. He feeds the 5,000. This passage is yet another testament to his power. The ship is on the verge of capsizing from the tremendous squalls. With merely the phrase, "Quiet, be still," he calms the storm. But it's not about the miracles. For me, it's never been about the miracles. Jesus is in the boat. He's in our boat. Amidst this powerful storm, I would not choose to be aboard a small vessel adrift in a lake. And this boat is sinking. We're in too deep. Our God can walk across water, yet he remains. Impending doom, Jesus is in the boat. Miracles are ephemeral. They vanquish as soon as they've begun. But Jesus never leaves the boat. His presence is everlasting. Jesus boards this boat aware that storms are inevitable. The seas may not always be calm, or rarely ever. My boat usually has small leaks, and it's not nearly in pristine condition. It's only human to be fallible. The water seeps in slowly, but you patch the holes, you bail water. My Lord remains in that battered boat. Sure, Jesus can calm the storm, but what's even more powerful is his presence. It's not about the miracles. It's the people, or maybe the people are the miracles. Our Lord is omnipresent. Just look around. People living Christ-like lives surround me, whether they make the conscious decision to follow Christ or not. The majority of my peers, less those from PSY, are not highly religious. Some lack organized religion altogether. Nevertheless, these are the hand-picked people Christ put in my life. They are the crew aboard my ship. They remain even when I'm in too deep. I am blessed for the people who remain in my boat, and I know it's important that I remain in theirs. These people help you blow up your floaties when you can no longer tread water. They pull you back to the shore from the riptide. These people teach you how to swim, so the prospect of the boat sinking is not as frightening. Each crew member comes with a purpose, whether they board for only one leg or the entire voyage. The disciples took him along, just as he was. No need to prepare for the journey ahead, since it is not for us to decide the course to shore. Jesus is the captain. He holds the map, and he will go down with the ship if necessary. So board as you are, without hesitation, for Jesus remains in this boat. Do not be fearful of the journey, for he remains in each and every boat adrift in the storm. As my voyage continues, I know that some of my crew will disembark. I will leave part of my crew ashore as I traverse new seas. A daunting and exhilarating voyage awaits. Yet, I know my previous crew has given me all the tools required to patch my boat. Plus, I know how to swim. New seamen will also board my boat, and surely my Lord will remain. Truly and honestly, the people are the miracles. It's the people I really need on this voyage. Jesus and his hand-picked crew. They are all in the boat, although the tides are turning.
Sorry. What really sticks out to me on this passage was how calm Jesus was through the whole storm. He was as calm as the waters were after he silenced them. When the storm is wreaking havoc on the little ship, all the crewmen go into a panic, and fear immediately engulfs them. Jesus, sleeping in his quarters, awakes from his slumber during this storm surge, and without fear or hesitation, he silences the sea, then turns to his followers, asking if they have any faith. That instant stuck in my head. Here we are, Jesus sleeping through a hurricane, groggily waking up and silencing the storm, half asleep, and then turns to his friends and followers like, "Have you no faith? I got you guys. Just trust in me." Like it was nothing. Now, I don't know about you, but I can barely hold a conversation when I first wake up. So you just have to trust in him, have faith in him. This is what we must remember. The storm and the rough waters are prevalent in life today. Our struggles are parallel with the sea. We all go through struggles. Some days are harder to get through than others. Writing and talking about this was no easy feat either. But Jesus has our back. He knows what he is doing. He knows what we're going through right now, or will be going through, or what we've already been through. He has a path for us laid out already, and believe me, it's not going to go perfectly. Life throws us all kinds of curveballs on the daily, and at times we're like the followers on the boat, where we panic and we forget that Jesus has got us covered. It took me a long time to realize this. A lot of times I wondered why God did what he did and questioned him more times than I should have. After a certain Montreat conference, either last year's or the year before, I can't really remember, I came to the realization that I just need to trust in him. He has the path already laid out. And yes, there are going to be times where it gets a little bumpy and difficult, but he has our back. You just have to do you and look upon Jesus for strength during the hard times and trust in him during the other times. Our lives are that like the sea, mostly calm and flowing, but eventually it gets rough, sometimes to the point where we don't know what to do or where to go. But he's got our back. Eventually the sea subsides, just like how we get through our struggles. Just like with the calming of the storm, Jesus calms us and helps us through our lives, one struggle at a time. Just remember to have faith and to put your trust in him, and he will help through the good times and the bad.